Hi, everyone. This is Caroline Speaks, the State of the World, on Monday, October 3rd, 2022. So, what is it? Good, better, and different, all three. Okay, now what's happening out there in the world? All right. Noam Chomsky and Vijay Prashad on Brazil election. Lula's a leftist platform and fears of a Bolsonaro coup. Okay. Now, Mr. Prashad, Mr. Lula is the former, Ignacio Lula the Silva is the former president, and he's running again. He's running against uh, the right-wing nut Bolsonaro. And Bolsonaro is wants to destroy the Amazon rainforest by giving uh, letting everyone destroy the Amazon, developers, loggers, miners, etc. And he's also, so he wants to protect the environment, and he's also wants to have social justice. And so Mr. Prashad is a political writer. Okay, now, so they're both running for president. Now, what about Ukraine? What do they think about Ukraine? They say U.S. must negotiate with Russia, and what media gets wrong? Uh, yes, U.S. must negotiate with Russia, and the media uh, is doesn't show the whole story. So I know they there's a Russian war in Ukraine. They want Putin to surrender, but the U.S. and others are supplying Ukrainian with all the weapons they need. So I don't know. Um, so it's really important to seeing beyond what the media tells us all the time. So it's really necessary. The Ukraine War has been going on for about 8 months. It's on its eighth month, but it really started back in 2014 when Russia invaded. Russia also invaded Crimea and Georgia. So I think Russia has to be stopped, and I don't know how we do that. Yes, the war is killing and maiming a lot of people, and it's destroying um, people's people's infrastructure, all kinds of things. Not good for the environment either. So that'll pass up to the Ukrainian people to decide how that will end. But they're getting plenty of money. But we don't have money for health care, food and housing and education for Americans. But we have money to support the industry, the war, the arms industry. They're doing very well. Okay. What else? Brazil. Lula and Bolsonaro to face off in presidential runoff because no one got 50% of the vote. Ukraine recaptures alignment a day after Russia annexed the area. I'm glad Ukraine got it back. Russia vetoes UN resolution on annexation as Biden okay's $12 billion in more military spending for Ukraine. Okay. Putin blames the U.S. for sabotaging the Nord Stream pipelines. Who knows? I'm sure they have ways of telling who did what, who was in the area. They must have something. Okay. Okay. Now, Lincoln cites development as tremendous opportunity. So, I don't know. Who knows what'll happen? Hurricane Ian death toll reaches 87 as search missions continue. Iran protests continue on 16th day. Group says 133 people have died so far. poor people in Iran, part of our foreign policy failures. 70-year-old Palestinian buys 7-year-old Palestinian boy dies after being chased by Israeli soldiers, and this was in the West Bank. Okay, a 7-year-old Palestinian boy named Ryan Suleiman, who suffered a heart attack after being chased by Israeli soldiers. His father, Yasser Suleiman, spoke on Friday. He's walking back from school, said his father, with other students, and the soldiers were in the area, but there were no clashes. They were chasing students until they reached my home. When they reached my home, they wanted to detain Ryan's brothers, my 2 older sons. When Ryan heard about the detaining process, he went to another entrance for our home and was scared. Then I found him dead on the spot. Poor little boy. Okay. Israel has to be held accountable. They have to really give the Palestinians their state and freedom. Okay. 125 die in Indonesia after riot. Police fired tear gas after soccer game. That's great. Burkina Faso sees second military coup in a year, and Burkina Faso is an African nation, and I don't know. I think it's a former French colony. So who knows what's happening there? So I don't know. I just don't know. Okay, now, U.S. and Venezuela conduct prisoner exchange. Okay. Texas brothers charged with manslaughter for shooting migrants getting water near the border. That's nice. Those Texas people are really nice. They're twin brothers, and one of them was the warden of a privately run immigration jail, the West Texas Detention Facility. Okay, hold them accountable. Okay, now, Liz Truss crafts plans to lower taxes for rich following mass protests. Well, I don't even know where they proposed that. People don't have housing and food and health care, and she's putting out a big tax break for the rich? I don't know. So, Truss, she was the new prime minister, and I think she's elected by the parliament. Have to get rid of her, put in someone who's the people's prime minister. Supreme Court begins new term as Ketanji Brown Jackson makes history as first black female justice. Good luck. Welcome. Hope you do very well. Okay. Indigenous activist and actress Sasheen Littlefeather, 75, passes away. And she is known for what she did. In 1973, she took the stage at the Oscars on behalf of Marlon Brando, who boycotted the ceremony to protest Hollywood's portrayal of Native Americans. Some members of the audience booed and mocked Littlefeather as she addressed the award ceremony wearing traditional Apache clothing. Okay. They apologized to her in August this year. The Academy Museum of Motion Pictures finally issued an apology for mistreatment nearly 50 years ago. She was John Wayne, the actor at the time, tried to remove her from the stage, but was restrained by security guards. And Clint Eastwood, another actor, mocked her later in the ceremony. So I hope John Wayne died of cancer, may he rot in hell, and Clint Eastwood is still with us, so I hope he'll get his just due for his behavior. He's also a gun nut. Okay. Now, Hurricane Ian bears down on South Carolina after carving a path of destruction across Florida. Okay, Putin announces plans to annex Ukrainian territory seized by Russia, but one of those territories has already been taken back by Ukraine, which is good. Sweden discovers fourth leak in Nord Stream pipeline as NATO cites sabotage. How do they know? Don't they have any security or surveillance to tell what's happening? I don't know. Okay. All right, so a lot of stuff has happened. That's a lot. Okay, now, so No good news. Never any good news. So, okay. Thank you for tuning in this evening of Monday, October 22nd, 22, for another Me or Carolyn Speak State of the World. Hope you join us again tomorrow. Take care of yourself and others. Wear a mask, practice social distancing, and the vaccine is available for you. So if you take it, I would take it. I had mine, the Johnson & Johnson one shot. I had two sore arms. I was tired for weeks and it was fine. And I'm looking around for a booster. I have to be very careful with vaccines. I do not do well with vaccines. Okay, how about a little tiny song? Close the door, light the lights. We're staying home tonight, far away from the bustle and the bright city lights. Let them all fade away, just leave us alone, and we'll live in a world of our own. We'll build a world of our own that no one else can share. All our troubles will leave far behind us there, and I know we will find such peace of mind when we live in a world of our own. Okay, World of Her Own was written by Tom Springfield of the Springfield Folk Group, which included Sister Dusty Springfield, who went on to become an international singing star. It was recorded by Dusty Springfield and also by the Seekers. Okay, thank you. Tuning in this evening of Monday, October 3rd, 2022, for another Me or Carolyn Speaks State of the World. Hope you join us again tomorrow. In the meantime, stay safe, take care of yourself and others, and remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. Thank you. Good night. Stay safe.